DreadX collection. Where we last left off, we had just completed Mr. Bucket. So today, we're going to be playing Rotgut. This looks fascinating in a I'm worried kind of way. Let's see here. Don't know who you are, sorry. Crystal Tigers presents. Oh, Crystal Tigers, I guess. The Circle World Party, yay! It's not the destination, it's the journey. Okay. Left click to check fire, WASD. Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Preparing a proper dose of Synthic is simple enough if you know these 4 easy steps. While Synthic isn't lethal in large doses like other paleomammalians, cutting corners on any of these steps can lead to a seriously bogus trip. 1. After you've purchased your Slither Newt, always make sure that the underside of the belly is bright blue. If it isn't blue as a berry, the side effects will be scary. 2. Once you have the limbs firmly placed within the pneumonic newt press, manual or automatic, just remember to clean the screws on automatic models. Check the airflow of your collection jar. If you don't feel it sucking in the air, your newt juice will get everywhere. 3. Be sure to close the latch on your newt juice containing and baking apparatus. We know that smell is downright hypnotic, but if you open it early, that fresh baked Synthic will still contain big pockets of blood. Icky! Gotta make sure that bakes out evenly. 4. Do not listen to the process. While it won't change the wonderful taste or impeccable quality of the Synthic, it will make enjoying the effects extremely difficult. So with that in mind, just remember, balls, blue, air, latch, don't listen, and you'll be ready to trip 'em.
Warning. If consuming Synthic does not cause you to communicate with the gods within the first 24 hours, consult your Hierophant immediately. This is a sign of extreme spiritual uncleanness that could result in hyperdeath.
I don't want to take a drug if it means crushing a newt. That's mean. Newts are friendly. They're long frogs. They're soft lizards. They're slimy boys in the cutest way. Why are you hating on the newts in order to get high? It's not worth it, man. I don't care if you want to talk to the gods. Don't hurt the newts. Oh, well then, Rotgut. Interesting, format. PSD to mouse, look. Invitation, left click. Yeah, created by Will Brearley, Soda Drinker Pro for the DreadX collection. That's who made it. Let us begin, I guess. Oh, that's neat. Based on true events. I kind of doubt that. What the hell? Oh no, that broken. But what is the ground doing? Look at that. What? That's broken. That's not like, how did you do this? Is this like a weird, no, if it's Z fighting, it would stutter more. Well, the light stutter. Nope, that texture is what's stuttering. So maybe this is like a weird question Z fighting thing? What is... That's definitely Z fighting, amongst other things. What's happening? I'm scared. I'm scared. Not about what's not that this is a horror game, but because of the massive immediate Z fighting. Send help. The Circle World Party. You'll see a rock at the curve of Gano Street when you do walk into the woods. Gano Street. Here's an alley. This is Gano Street, right? You can look in the shops. You can't go back there though. Okay, fair enough. Funny that this is here. This lighting and stuttering and all that is just funky on the eyes. It's Gano Street down here. I wish I could sprint. I can sorta not really jump. Okay, you seem to be missing, a wall there. And I can see through your building. Oh, you appear to be missing the archway entirely. Okay. This one's missing an archway as well. Please walk faster. There's a rock. Really, really big rock. Like an out of place level of big rock. Where's Gano Street sign? There's no signs. Alright, I assume that's it. Into the woods. This is funky. This whole thing is just really messed up. Maybe I shouldn't have put it on ultra settings? Question mark. Alright, heading into the woods. I think that's it right there. There's some gap there. Ugh. Oh. That looks awful. What the hell? This looks just terrible. What the hell? This is... Oh. Why'd you leave it all jaggy? It doesn't match the style or anything. What the... Oh, no. I'm sorry, but this game... Ugh. This is bad. I just can't... There's a mug in the water. Just kinda... Am I on it? I think I'm going through it. That's neat. The bucket lights... Yeah, I'm in the floor. I'm not on it. I'm in it. Yeah, found the party. Thank you, Ted. Electric juice, man. Woo! 57 times something happened. Yeah, come on. Woo! Yeah, people made in a creator, not a... Amazing. Yeah, you digging this too, eh? How goes, fellow human? Yep, no. Yep. I just realized you just have like a flat out cube. That's not a box. How'd you get your head in there? This is like the guy who's like doesn't want to be there but doesn't want to stand out, so they like do the most basic of dances, and then that's the person imitating that person because they don't know what to do and they also don't want to be there. I mean, the graffiti's funny. Oh, that's... Love you, Earl. Are fabulous. You're like the best one at this party so far. Where is the music even coming from? Oh, look at the little family of shape people and more graffiti. And this flooded, abandoned railway. Eats, Eat your bones? Don't eat my bones. My bones are not very tasty. Huh. Brocky Rip 2014. Rest in peace, man. And next to it is... probably needs to be censored. Gorgor? By the way, this is definitely how you get shanked. Is that the horror of this? Is that I'm just begging to get murdered? This is 101 on what not to do to live. Is that a bat? Bat. On a spider! Oh no! I don't even know what that means. What? It's a sad face. Some red. Man, this place must have been really expensive for an abandoned project. I don't know if I want to know on that one. I am a Sir John remove a beating. What? Rotgut. This is apparently very triggering for me. I mean, that's cool and all, but why am I freaking out so bad? That's cool though. In a skeletal art way. Don't know why my character got triggered by it, but you know. You know, if you're the type of person to be exploring these kind of spaces, you're also the type of person who would not be offended by skeletal art. There's a light. I can't tell what it is, though. Gerp? Hi, Gerp. Yo, Gerp. What am I doing this way? Shem? Oh, I wouldn't mind going back to Shem. Gn. G-N. Ooh, it's a chair. Spooky. Can I sit in the chair? No? It's just a chair. Okay. Green mold, boom. Like, we've definitely reached the part that, oh, those are butts. I'm like, oh god. Tropic, sidewalk, feasted, hater? I don't know. I still remember John, Jesse one way, and some Andrew. I hope you're okay. I have one car. What? I don't know what's going on with this graffiti. It's just doing its own thing, ain't it? Just like my broken jump and the broken lighting. God, this is massive. Oh my god, I figured I was falling through the floor a little, but damn, look how big this car is. Don't paint my car. I'm painting your car. I don't know. Actually, to be fair, they didn't paint your car. Oh, well. I mean, this is even bigger and brings up even more questions on how much this thing cost only to be abandoned. Listen. See, I've been fortunate enough to live in a country that's only been going up. It's never had a major fall. Like it's had economical falls, but there's no like USSR post-USSR equivalent. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't live in a place with a lot of abandoned expensive things. There's probably a few here and there, don't get me wrong, but like it's not a common occurrence. So the idea that some country spent this much money on a public thing only to abandon it is just weird to me. Big time snake. I don't know if it's like a thing in other countries or if it just looks big because I'm falling through the floor or the action man. Or maybe it's just scaling. It's just the scaling's not good or something. I don't know. It just seems like huge waste of money. It'd be funny if we walked to the other end of the tunnel and there's like another party. I do wish I could fucking run. Okay. The footed picture of a woman. That happened. A photograph of a woman. I don't know what woman. She seems to be a stock photo person. And maybe a politician? I don't know. But woman on screen. The photograph woman. Like... I can tell this is meant to be kind of like a meme game or something, but it's not jiving with what I'm aware of. That's not a complete sentence, even with the slang. I can words. Have you ever been stabbed? Not with anything notable like a knife. Life of the knife. Worst thing I've been stabbed with is maybe the pencil? No, I think the snowy needle was kind of worse. It didn't hurt as bad, but it was so much worse for some reason. I confess, all is true. So, like, I have walked, and stepped on a pencil that went right into my foot. It broke in my foot. I was able to pull it out, and it hurt like a bitch. It wasn't very deep, like, it stopped at the muscle, but it was like, ah, you know? It hurt like a bitch, you know? You know. And then... many years later, I stepped on a sewing needle that went right up into my foot, just like... That guy gets it. I don't know who that guy is, but he gets it. Sewing needle went right into my foot. It did go past the muscle, as far as I'm aware. But because it was a sewing needle, it was so small, it didn't really matter. Like, there wasn't even blood when I pulled it out, but it was deep. It was like, ah! And it didn't hurt as bad, because it was so small, and it went deep, and, you know, after the nerves. Whoops, you didn't connect that one. So yeah, but it was just so much worse. It was just so much worse. It's proof that pain does not always equate to the equal amount of discomfort, because it was just so much nope. We're breaking the tunnel. Is that on purpose? They did it a lot, if not. Nope, that's the world beneath. something blocking my light. What was I saying? So I pulled that out. I just sat down and pulled it out right there because I just needed it out, you know? And the whole time was just pure agony. It was just so much no. And it did hurt. Not as much as the pencil, but it did hurt. Who? Melty lady? I don't know. She gets it, I guess. I ended up being fine. No blood, as I mentioned earlier, and I healed up no problem on both incidences. This appears to be the end of the trek. Do I have to walk back now? Oh my god! Whatever shall I do? Oh my god, I'm trapped! Ah! Oh my god! Whatever shall I do? They spawned in a rock. I appear to be trapped in this slightly broken chunk of game. Did I say slightly broken? Very broken chunk of game. My flashlight does not work like a flashlight, and it is very annoying. Am I supposed to do something? Look into the space void. Well, I guess I live here now. You know, get a bed, some furniture. Put some flooring and wall down to cover the gap into the void. Obviously we're gonna need a fridge and, you know, some food and water. I don't know, maybe a bat. Oh, god damn it, they upped the rent. Still falling through the floor, send help. I'm more afraid of falling through the floor than anything else. Calm down, buddy. Obviously, we're high right now. Deep breaths. Not like that. We might be suffocating. At which point, we need to breathe slower. Oh. It froze. The end. Well, that was shit. Yeah, no, I'm gonna call it how I sees it. That was shit. And your menus and how you did the menus were cool and all, but did you spend the entire time on the menus? 'Cause my god, that was shit. The world was falling apart at the seams. You made pretty much every first-time person's mistakes in terms of building everything. I really hope you've gotten better since making this, 'cause this was awful. Like, damn, this was awful. You just walked down a fucking passage, a fucking railway, and it was boring as all hell, and it's... Even the humans you used were from an asset creator. I recognize them as basic assets because they a bunch of other games that are cheap on the market use them, but those games tend to focus on shit that makes it worth it. This was bad. I'm sorry. I know you only had like 7 days or whatever, but this was not good, and it's a shame because your menus are kind of neat, but that's it. I'm sorry. This is a fail. Like a huge old fail. Like, damn. And this isn't even like a subjective dislike like with outsiders. This is flat out not good. I'm sorry. But, oh well, thank you guys for coming by. Please join me next time. I love you. And I hope you keep making games and just get better, dude. And bye-bye. Where the fuck is my mouse? Guys, you can't see it, but there's no mouse. The mouse has ceased to be. The game has absorbed my mouse and refuses to give it back. I cannot even click exit. Goodbye.